Hi guys, so today we'll be looking at Conic section, and it's because most of you guys wanted to know how easy we can solve problems under Conic section, and I just wanted to show you some few tricks we can easily use. So Conic section is just a curve formed by the intersection of planes. So there's types or examples of them. You can have circle, ellipse, hyperbola, parabola. So these are the four we'll be considering. Okay, so with these four, we have something called the general form. So the general form of every conic section is being given in this form. So if a problem is being given in this form, that is ax squared plus by squared plus cx plus dy plus e is equals to 0, it will be very hard for us to tell whether it is a circle, an hyperbola, an ellipse, and even a parabola. It will be very difficult for us to tell, but we have a short way in doing that. So if we have this general formula, we will be using our a and b to tell, and we know that these alphabets in math, we don't say alphabets, we call them variables. So these variables a, b, c, d, and e, they are just numbers. Okay, so we'll be using our a and b most often to determine whether it is a parabola, hyperbola, circle, and ellipse. Okay, and after that we will be able to write it in its standard form. This is the general form. So we are saying the solution. I normally prefer writing solution because it will help you, okay, to know whether it is an hyperbola or any of the other three left. So the solution is, we'll be considering, okay, I think I'm having a problem with my focus. Okay, I think it's back now. Okay, so we'll be using our a and b to determine. Okay, so first one is, if we multiply our a, this is a dot, so it means multiplication. So if we multiply our a by b, okay, if we multiply our a by b and the answer we get is less than 0, then it is telling us that what we have there will be an hyperbola. 2, if we multiply our a by b and we get greater than 0, then we know that we have an ellipse. Third one, if we multiply, or if our a is equals to b, so if our a is equals to b, then we have a circle. Then lastly, fourth one, if our a times b is equals to 0, then we have a parabola. Okay, so we will use the a and b to determine. Okay, that will give you a hint of what you are trying to find. Okay, so I have an example I would like us to try. Example, categorize. So we should categorize the following equations into a circle, an ellipse, an hyperbola, and a parabola. Okay, so we should categorize the following equations into a circle, an ellipse, an hyperbola, and a parabola. Okay, so example 1, we have 3x squared minus 16y squared minus 6x minus 8y plus 10, 0. Equation 2, 25x squared plus 25y squared plus 20x minus 10y minus 8 is equals 0. Then third one, we have x squared plus 2y squared minus 3x plus y plus 4 is equal to 0. Then fourth one, we have 5x squared plus 2x plus y minus 7 is equal to 0. Then 5, we have 3y squared plus y plus 4x minus 7 is equal to 0. So we have these 5 equations and we have to categorize them into a circle, an ellipse, an hyperbola, and a parabola. Okay, so this is our problem and we'll move on to the solution. So our solution, this is our solution. So with the first one we had 3x squared minus 16y squared minus 6x minus 8y plus 10 is equal to 0. Okay, and we know that our a is 3 because that is the coefficient of x squared. A is 3. Then our b is minus 16. Okay, so if you multiply a by b, because of this minus, we will know that we will get a negative answer. Okay, which will be less than 0. So we realize that we are going to get 3 by negative 16. That will give us a negative answer. So 3 by negative 16, which will give us something around, yes, minus 48. So we realize that our answer is a negative answer. So we come to our information here. So if we multiply a and b and we get a negative answer, or our answer is less than 0, then we have an hyperbola. So it means that, therefore, equation 1 is an hyperbola. Okay, equation 1 is an hyperbola because the coefficient of x squared and y squared, when we multiply them, we get a negative answer. So it is an hyperbola. Then 2, we're given 25x squared plus 25y squared plus 20x minus 10y minus 8 is equal to 0. So we realize that with this one too, our a is 25, our b is also 25. So a is equals to b. They are the same. Okay, and we said if they are the same from this part, then the equation there will be a circle. It will be a circle. Therefore, equation 2 is a circle. Then the third one will be x squared plus 2y squared minus 3x plus y plus 4 is equals to 0. So now our e is 1. Okay, because the coefficient of x squared is 1 here. Then our b is 2 because the coefficient of y squared is 2 here. So if we multiply a and b, we realize that we get a number that is greater than 0 because we have 1 times 2, which is 2, and 2 is greater than 0. Okay, so we said if we have our answer to be greater than 0, then we call it an ellipse. If a and b is greater than 0, then that equation is an ellipse. So therefore, equation 3 is an ellipse. It is an ellipse because if you multiply the coefficient, we get greater than 0. The fourth one, we have 5x squared plus 2x plus y minus 7 is equal to 0. So we realize that our a is 5, our b, there is no b inside because our b is 0. B is the coefficient of y squared. Okay, there is no y squared inside the problem, so it means that our b is 0. Okay, so since we have our b is 0, if we multiply a by b, we are going to end up getting 0 because we have 5 times 0, which is just 0. Okay, So since our a times b is equals to 0, then therefore equation 4 is a parabola. Okay, then our equation 4 is a parabola because there is no b inside, because the a is the coefficient of x squared, the b is the coefficient of y squared. So with this equation there is no y squared, so our b is 0, but there's a coefficient of x squared inside, so it's a parabola. Then the fifth one becomes 3y squared plus y plus 4x minus 7 is equals 0. So we realize that since there is no coefficient of x squared within this, then obviously it will be a parabola. Are you okay? Because our b is 3, our a is 0. So when we multiply them, we get 0. So our equation 5 2 is a parabola.